What's good, man? It's your boy DT3, man, and I'm back at you with another video, man. New media, notification gang. God Squad. It's Wiz, man. Look, check this out. I'm seeing all this bullshit on YouTube about Deontay Wilder saying that the punches didn't hurt. He wasn't hurt by none of the punches. Then you got his wife, and it's no disrespect to the man's wife. I'm a married man too. I wouldn't want nobody disrespecting my wife. So it's no disrespect to the man's wife. But at the same time, for his wife to come out and say, no one moment can determine your legacy, that's bullshit. When Buster Douglas knocked out Mike Tyson, that moment determined Mike Tyson's legacy going forward. When Ali put George Foreman on his ass, that one moment determined his legacy. Alright? Straight up. And Foreman's legacy was pretty much shit after he lost to Ali until he knocked out Michael Moore. So it's cool to support your guys. It's cool to support your husband, but it ain't cool when you trying to look like something you not, and then when you are a reflection of the person you with. Deontay Wilder is a liar, a manipulator, and a bullshitter, so it's natural that his other half is going to be the same. Alright? Wilder got his ass beat. If those punches didn't affect you, it wouldn't have cut your ear. Because I thought you were bleeding from the eardrum. Come to find out, you just had a cut in your ear. So it wasn't no severe bleeding from the brain, no eardrum, no severed eardrum, none of that type of shit. You had a simple little nick cut in your ear. And you couldn't even fight through that. Another mistake that you made, when you came out for the fight through the ring walk, you wasn't warm. You didn't have a drop of sweat on you. Not a drop. So you wasn't warm. You didn't warm up. So there is nothing about Deontay Wilder that says he put in blood, sweat, and tears in the sport of boxing. Nothing. And I understand what you're doing as his wife and you support him. I get that. But Deontay Wilder is not put blood, sweat, and tears in the sport of boxing, and that's how he fight. This man been boxing for 15 years. You tell me anybody that put 15 years work in the sport of boxing and they fight like that. You tell me somebody who put blood, sweat, and tears in the sport of boxing for 15 years and they can't fight on the inside. You tell me somebody who put blood, sweat, and tears in the sport of boxing for 15 years and they don't have a jab. All they have is one real punch. And then when they actually get put in an actual real fight with a real dog, they don't know what to do. No fighter in the history of boxing has boxed for 15 years and been in the same situation as Deontay Wilder in the ring and not knowing what to do. And they've been boxing for 15 years. At this point, I don't see Deontay Wilder coming back. At this point, I don't see where he gonna go. I don't see who he could fight, none of that. At this point, he shouldn't take the third fight with Tyson Fury. At this point, Tyson Fury was gonna beat your ass. You can't beat Tyson Fury. You cannot beat that dude. At this point, I'll go as far as to say, Anthony Joshua seeing that fight, he know how to beat you. He knows how to beat you. He's not going to stay on the outside and try to box you. Nah. Anthony Joshua is going to bring his big buff ass right into your chest and stay in your chest the whole fight because you don't know what to do when a guy is saying, fuck you, Wilder, I'm finna stay in your chest and beat your ass. You don't know what to do. And that's your fault, Deontay Wilder, and that's Jay Diaz's fault. And I'll even go as far as to say, yes, Mark Breland, it's your fault too, because you stood by and you knew all the bullshit and you really ain't imposed your will to make sure he was properly prepared for the situations that he was under Saturday night. This past Saturday night. So, for his wife to say he put blood, sweat, and tears and we don't know the blood, sweat, and tears, I'm a fighter, baby girl. I'm a boxer / kickboxer. Well, I'm actually a kickboxer first that could box. And I'm a trainer. I know what I'm looking at. And I know what I'm looking for in a fighter or in a boxer. I know what I'm looking for. And the stuff that I'm looking for, it's not in Wilder. It's not in him. It's not. He's 34 years old. He's been boxing for 15 years of his life. What you see is what you're going to get. And there's no way in 7 hills that within a 3-month period that he's going to get that much better to where he going to beat Tyson Fury. It's not going to happen. He don't know what to do. The man can't box. If you stand there and let him measure and shoot his right hand, if you know boxing 1-on-1, take that away from him. He ain't got shit. The fight is yours. I've been saying that for God knows how long. Wilder is not going to fight nobody with a post heartbeat, nothing. And I'm going to say this before I go on, before I get out of here. Wilder, if Tyson Fury did not hurt you, they wouldn't have never stopped the fight. If his punches never hurt you, you wouldn't have never got knocked down twice. You don't get knocked down from punches that don't hurt. That's why I say Wilder say stupid shit. And the fucked up part about that is people that believe the bullshit. Why? Because they want to believe the lie. It's easier to believe the lie. It's easier to look at Wilder's beat the fuck up face. I mean, look at his face. Watch the fight. Look at his face after the fight, right? Look at his face. It's easy to say how his punches didn't hurt, but your face looked like that. How his punches didn't hurt, but he was knocking you all over the motherfucking place. How his punches didn't hurt. How? And even still, for all those that said he hit Wilder behind the head, if his punches didn't hurt, then whatever he supposedly hit Wilder behind the head with didn't do nothing based on what Wilder's saying. But I bet y'all gonna find some rebuttal for that bullshit. Like I said, it's no disrespect to his wife. I got a wife. I wouldn't want nobody disrespecting my wife. So it's not a disrespect to the missus. It's basically saying you own some bullshit too. Okay? Wilder ain't putting no blood, sweat, and tears in boxing. Stop lying. Stop fronting for social media. Because there are real boxers, real fighters, real trainers that know what to look for. They know what they looking at. They know what they see. To the casual, somebody that don't know shit about shit, you might could pull that over them. But to some diehard, they know better. Right? And if you want to be real about that third fight, to a casual fan watching that fight, they're looking at that fight like Wilder ain't got no business in the ring with that dude. If you really look at that fight and you call it a spade, Wilder looked like he had no business in there with Tyson Fury. That's what that fight looked like. So Wilder ain't putting no blood, sweat, and tears in the sport of boxing. Because if he was, he would have a lot more than a right hand. He ain't putting no work in this. He ain't putting no real blood, sweat, and tears in this sport. Straight up. I get it. You supporting your guy. That's your dude. All good. Nothing wrong with that. But don't lie. Don't front like that. And while Wilder ain't talking, we got everybody speaking for Wilder, a grown-ass man. 34 years old. He 2 years younger than me. 34 years old. Grown-ass man. And he got his wife. He got the management. He got all the people speaking for him. You are a grown-ass man. And if you are a real alpha male, no one speaks for you but you. If you're a real alpha male, you don't make excuses. You man up, you own up, and you call it for what it is. You admit to where you was wrong, but at the same time, you admit to where you could be better. It's that simple. That plain, that simple. It don't get no more perplexed or complex than that. Period. Alright? It's just what it is. I don't think Wilder should take the fight in the summer. I know he probably ain't going to take the fight in the summer because it's too soon. Period. He's going to take some time off. And to be real with you, I would really be surprised if Deontay Wilder steps in the boxing ring ever again. Because he ain't going to want to go through that again. And nobody in his family wants to see him go through that again. Because it's not just Wilder that's going through that. It's his family too. His wife is going through that. His kids are going through that. You fans, y'all ain't going through that. Y'all not going through that. Y'all not dealing with whatever issue he's having right now. It's him, his wife, and his kids that's dealing with that particular issue, not you fans. Because I've come to realize that Wilder don't have real fans. Wilder has internet fans. So you guys come all out for the internet. Y'all all over the internet. Y'all all on my channel, in my comment section, on my Instagram. Y'all all on my social media. But y'all ain't showing up at the fights though. Blue Blood 78 for 9 combined have, I would say, maybe 400,000 subs combined. Boxing Ego, Dante's Boxing Nation, at least 400 subscribers combined. And about pretty much all of them are Wilder fans or Errol Spence fans, PBC fans, all the shit. And yet and still, out of those 50,000 or 100,000 subscribers, half of y'all are not at the Wilder fights. Because out of 100,000, if half of y'all or a quarter of y'all were at the fights, it would be even. It would be half Wilder, half Fury, or half Wilder, half Joshua. When you go to Wilder fights, it's mainly people that are against Wilder. So Wilder don't got no real fans. Wilder, and another thing, I gotta say this before I get out of here. Wilder is not the people's champion. Understand that, Mrs. Wilder. He ain't the. He could be your champ. He could be the champion in your house, champion in your family, champion in your neighborhood. That's fine and dandy. But to say that he's a champion of the people, and me, your boy, DT3, the Boom Man, the chairman of the board of the NBBC, I speak for the people. I speak for the people who have an unbiased opinion. And based on boxing fans as a whole, casual and hardcore, he is not our champion. He is the PBC champion. He's not the champion of the people. He ain't even the champion of black people. So, miss me with that, because I know a few black people that ain't fans of Wilder. I know a few black people that looked at Wilder like he's a joke. That told me while I was on the clock, man, that dude garbage. That dude garbage. He should be ashamed of himself. I've heard many black men say this about him. So anybody that's following him like that, you a blind follower. You're a blind follower. If you can't call a spade, if you could talk shit about Joshua and everything wrong with him, but you can't call the same shit with Wilder, I don't have the energy for it. I don't have the energy. But Wilder is not our champion. He is the champion of your house. He's the champion of your life. But he is not the champion of the people. He is not the champion of the black community, of the black race. He don't do enough for us. He don't represent us right. He lack integrity. You know what I mean? He don't own up to shit. He's not a real man of his word. Like, he say shit and don't actually do what he really say he's going to do. So how can the people get behind that? Look at that fight with Tyson. How can the people get behind that? They're not. They're not. Just what it is. A lot of these people keep saying the LDBC is pro-black. They pro-black. The LDBC is not pro-black. They're pro-PBC, bro. Period. If they was pro-black, they wouldn't be shitting on Joshua, who is actually more African than them, because he's full-fledged Nigerian. Mama Nigerian, daddy Nigerian. Full-fledged Nigerian. Could go back to Nigeria. You motherfuckers can't go to Africa. He actually got people in Africa that he go visit. So he's more of an African than the African Americans that talk shit about him. Because none of you African Americans that talk shit about Joshua go over to Africa and go chill with your ancestors. Some of y'all who are Afro-American don't even know what African tribe y'all come from. I bet you Joshua do. I don't even know that. So let's keep it all the way real. Straight up. Anthony Joshua is a black man. Gets hated on. because he's on over in the UK, so he gets hated on. But he's still a black man. Dillian White gets hated on, still a black man. Terrence Crawford, an American black man, still gets hated on. So the LDBC is not pro-black. They are pro-PBC. If you like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell icon so you can be notified every time I hit y'all with some hot shit. Follow me on Instagram at DT_boom. Follow me on Twitter at DBoyWSO. Even though I'm in Twitter jail right now, but still follow me on Twitter at DBoyWSO. You already know who it is, man. It's your boy, DT3, New Media, Notification Gang, God Squad. That's what it is, man. One.